Hey there, it's Wesley Eves with A9 Insurance Services. Hey, I'm going to do a quick video here about something that's kind of been on my heart. Real quick, the topic of this video is legacy. It's been something that's been on my heart, on my mind lately for a number of different reasons, and maybe some of it has to do with this gray hair that's showing up, and I wanted to just put some things out there. Maybe this interests you, maybe it doesn't. Maybe legacy is something you've never thought of, and this piques your interest, and you start thinking about it, and it helps you and your family. Maybe it's something that you've put a lot of thought into it yourself, and hey, maybe we can talk if that's something that has been on your heart and mind as well. And I went back recently and looked at some old notes from some things that I was reading, and it really brought back some things, some reasons as to why I do what I do. So I want to just share those with you today and how I would like to leave a legacy for my family in the future. So I'm going to bring up a screen here in a minute and show you a couple things, kind of a diagram of how I've drawn some things out in my life and in our family's life. And so here we go. Let's jump right in. The One of the driving principles of my life, other than my spiritual beliefs and what we do there, obviously I want to pass those on to my kids. I am very clear and very intentional about sharing those things with them, and hopefully they pick that up and take that into adulthood and onto their kids with them as they grow up. But I'm also very intentional about talking to them about the financial opportunities and the investments we make. Money is a tool. Money is not something that's magical. Money is simply a tool. And money used properly and wisely can do great things. Money used poorly can do great harm. Right? A hammer in the right hands doing the right job can build beautiful things, can build amazing things. Same with a drill or a chisel. Use that hammer, drill, or chisel wrong, and it can destroy some things, right? So money used properly, that's one of the things that I want to teach my kids about, is using it properly. And hopefully I pass on a good financial legacy, and hopefully they're able to stand on my shoulders and take what they learn from me and go even further. I mean, that as society as a whole, that's what we've done for thousands upon thousands of years, right? We stand on what people before us. What's the saying? We stand on the shoulders of giants. Is that the phrase that we use? We take what they learned, we stand on what they learned, and we take it a step further, or hopefully maybe many steps further. And then the people who come behind us, our kids, our grandkids, nieces and nephews, whoever it is that you have a direct impact on in your life, they stand on what you've done and what you've learned, and they take it even further, right? And the goal is to always be benefiting the people around us, so that they can take things further and even better their lives in the future. So one of the principles that let's see, nope, that's not right. Here we go. So one of the things that I went back and remembered, and why we structure some things the way that we do, is we try to run our household as a business. It's a family first and foremost, but the household budget and the things that we do, we try to run as a business. And so I've kind of titled my philosophy here, Family is Business. Family is Business. And we try to treat the family budget just like I treat the business budget, and always looking out for the best interest of the business, which is the family. All right. And so hopefully the family benefits from that, and then they can take that and they do the same thing and they benefit it further and further down the road. So the center of our household is our home. It's where we live. It's our safe place. It's where we have joy and laughter and tears and struggles, and we lift each other up and we support each other. And that's the home. But in order to make this home work, in order to make this household work, there has to be some income, right? So we have income. And forgive me for my drawing and lack of drawing skills, and my terrible handwriting. But hopefully you can read this and know what it says. So we have income, and we have that income coming into the house. And the first thing we do when we get income, because of our belief system, we're tithing. And then the next thing we're doing is we're paying ourselves. We're going to make sure that we put money away systematically in a disciplined approach into what we call our foundation account. And our foundation account, I want this to be safe, secure, predictable, and consistent. Okay, I want it safe, secure, predictable, and consistent. For us, this includes our life insurance because these are the things that I'm doing now, but what if I don't make it home? I want my family to be able to have the benefit of what I've done, which is set up life insurance. I want to give them that security. I don't want my wife to be in any kind of predicament, which puts her in any kind of situation that doesn't give her options. Money is a tool, and money provides options. And I want my wife and I want my kids, if they out-survive me, outlive me, I want them to have options, to be able to do whatever they want. Money provides options. So life insurance is a big part of the financial foundation account. So our money goes into here. That's the second place it goes. We tithe, and the next place it goes into the foundation account. Okay. Now the foundation account is used for several different things. Like I said, number one, it needs to be safe, secure, predictable, and consistent. This is not going to be in anything fancy. It is going to be dull, safe, and boring. Okay, dull, safe, and boring is what I want out of this, and a big proponent of that is life insurance, because life insurance companies are some of the most predictable, safest places to park that money. They manage risk better than almost anyone else. Look at the banking sector. What's been happening this year with the banking sector? Supposedly banks are really safe, right? And some are. Hey, great. That's fantastic. Some are very safe. Some had to get propped up this year. They're not necessarily the best at managing against risk. So life insurance companies are probably the best vehicle on the planet to manage against risk. These financial foundation accounts, I don't want any risk in them. I want them safe, predictable, consistent, and secure. All right. So a big part of this is our emergency fund. So our emergency fund is here, these foundation accounts. And if something happens, as life does, life comes at you and throws curveballs. It happens, and you have emergencies. We use this money so that we don't have to go into further debt. We don't have to put the medical bills on a credit card. I'm being self-employed. I have a high deductible medical insurance plan, really high deductible. My daughter in 7th grade running track, actually running the hurdles, tripped over a hurdle. The very last hurdle, she was doing so good, man. She was up there. She was in second place, and we're not the fleetest of foot family, but she was doing really good. And she got ahead of herself and didn't pay attention to that last hurdle. She tripped and broke her arm. I was never a track person. I was always a football and baseball guy, but who knew track is dangerous? Anyway, broke her arm. We were able to pay for it, and we didn't skip a beat with it. So our emergency fund paid for that because it was under our deductible. So outside of the emergencies, we use this as an opportunity fund. We're going to go and find, we're not going to use this for normal expenses. We're not going to use it for anything that is depreciating. We're going to use this for good, solid investments. Sometimes that comes in the form of investing in ourselves, in our own business. Sometimes that comes in the form of investing in other things. For me, so far, we have primarily used this for investing back into our business, our insurance agency. So we're going to go and we're going to invest this in income producing assets. That may be yourself. It may be real estate. It may be other forms of investment that you find out there. Okay? But this is where the risk happens. This right here is where the risk happens. Not here. No risk here. Okay? No risk here. Risk goes here. All right? This right here enables you to take the risk down here to be able to see higher returns. So these income producing assets, they start producing cash flow for us. I guess I should put a box here on this income because it's coming in. Now, once this thing starts producing cash flow, some of that is used and it goes into our income, right, to help just fund things. But the rest of it, a big portion of it, we're going to put right back into these foundation accounts because we want this thing to grow. We want to beef it up. We want it to get strong. We want it to get like a beast, right? And so we have taken from it to buy the income producing assets. And so we want to make sure that that money gets put back in there for more future options. Now, all along, we're still putting more in here along the way in a disciplined, systematic way. But as we start to realize cash flow from these things, that cash flow is going to go, and I'm making gestures over here with my hand that you can't see, but we're going to take, maybe I can do this here. Let's see if I can do this. My cursor. We're going to take the cash flow from here. It's going to go up and over here and go back into the foundation account. And we want to grow that. So it's growing as we systematically put money into it, but it's also growing from the cash flow back into the foundation account. We want to make this thing grow. And as that does, when we find another opportunity, hey, we tell our kids, right? We're telling them what's going on. We're telling them how we're doing it, what we're looking for. And when we find something, here we go, we're going to buy another income producing asset. And it's going to go into there, which is going to produce more cash flow. And more cash flow, we're going to beef this up a little bit with our normal income. And we're definitely going to beef this up over here. And we're going to grow this foundational account. And every time we grow it and we have another opportunity, it goes into an income producing asset, which then in turn provides more cash flow, which provides more income, but also the majority of it going back in here to our foundation account to beef that up again. And we want that thing to become strong. And we want it to become a beast, kind of like a big old freight train or a huge flywheel. Right? At first, if you know anything about a flywheel or a freight train, it takes a while to get those things going, right? The freight train is heavy. It doesn't have high speed, or it doesn't have a high rate of acceleration. The flywheel is heavy. It takes a lot of effort to get that thing going. But what happens once they get going? Once that freight train gets going, and it has that forward motion, or that flywheel has that circular momentum going, it's hard to stop them, difficult to stop them. And so you have this cycle that's producing more secure money over here in this foundation account, which when you have money, opportunities find you. And you have choices. You have choices. You don't feel trapped anymore. You have an emergency fund. You can evaluate your options with investments. And as this thing gets going, it's throwing off so much income that whatever your active working income was, at a certain point, it's going to cancel it out. That is financial freedom. I hate the word retirement, but that is financial freedom. That's retirement. When you can completely offset your active income with your investing income, cash flow, then that's when you are able to live out your purpose, right? Talk to my kids about living with purpose, because that's the legacy I want to bring, I want to leave to them is, hey, let's find a way to make sure that you are living with a purpose that is bigger than yourself. Who knows what that's going to be? You know, for some people it's ministry, for some people it's helping others, for some people it's teaching, for some people, whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is. Whatever your purpose is, when you can stop having to go to a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 4 or whatever you have that you need right now, that you rely on. When you don't have to rely on that anymore, that's financial freedom. That's when you're able to use your highest and best purpose of your life. And you're able to make your money match with your values. That's the legacy I want to leave for my kids. If that's something that you've thought about on your own, hey, that's awesome. Maybe we have a conversation and we bounce some ideas off of each other. If it's something that you've never thought of and maybe this piqued your interest and you want to start talking about how to leave a legacy for your kids, you want to change the financial trajectory, I'd love to talk to you about that too. If you have any comments, concerns, anything like that, hey, shoot me a line. I always love talking with people, because when people come together with a common purpose, you know, hey, let's bounce some ideas off each other. Let's talk about what we know and where we want to go. We always come away with more and more ideas, and more ideas produce more results. Some of them will work, some of them won't. But either way, if you want to talk, reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. Y'all have a great day.